thinking about what I've captured in here is the past. I realize it's not what it was.
So your belonging and connection to it is more like driven in the past.
All of it, absolutely. I look at it now as it's sad.
Yeah.
It bothers me. That's why I don't think about it. It's not the same.
You know what's interesting, Randy, and I don't know, we talked about when we were down visiting just last month, Deanie and Doug were talking, we said, we drove into Major, and we drove around the streets of Major, and they were surprised how many houses were boarded up and stuff, and how shabby it looked. So I thought, I guess they probably don't go into Major, they go to Wenzel.
There's nothing there.
Post office and drive back. So this time they, for some reason.
Hardly anything other than they don't even go to Wenzel's anymore. They don't have to go there. They'll go to Kinnerston and get something fixed.
So is it kind of like a weird feeling going back, because it's like all of your memories are kind of just like of the past?
Absolutely.
And then, like, probably the more recent ones are more just sad because it's just surrounded by more loss.
Yeah, in my mind, you cannot compare the two. It's like a different world.
Yeah.
That was then, which was, and it's likely more. It's likely more than I think of it more than it really was.
Yeah.
But when I think about it, these are all these positive things and all the different things I see. I saw a blacksmith. Well, I'm still around. I actually went into a blacksmith shop, a little blacksmith shop. And that man, like, he started it, maybe in the late 1800s or 1900s. Because when I saw him, I was just a kid. He was, late 70s, 80s at that time.
And the community, it did decline rapidly from the 70s.
Yeah, once land was being sold and farmers moved out.
I'd say once the pill came in and there wasn't a big bunch of kids.
Yeah.
There was just,
Yeah, that'd be part of it.
Do you think going back and seeing how kind of, like, as you say, sad it is now, makes you feel like you made the right choice about leaving?
Oh yeah. No, I knew this was not my future there when I was very, very young. That was never a question.
Not only that, your mom and dad knew your future was not there.
Yeah.
We were encouraged to leave.
I was never encouraged.
In fact, Randy was driven to the side of the road by his dad. Dumped off.
Not really.
But I was telling Hannah, in my second year university, I did, second or third, I can't remember which, I did a survey on shopping in rural Saskatchewan. And so I did a survey with a bunch of Jerry typed it up and stuff, and we handed it out through the school. And the decline of the stores and shopping was because they did online shopping, and this was in '73. They did online shopping, what we'd call online, Sears and Eaton's, and because they could drive more, they weren't shopping local in Major. They were people were driving more.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think that's another thing when the vehicles became.
Yeah, that was back in the '70s, and that was a long time ago.
Yeah.
You didn't really need to rely on everything in your town.
That's right. And then the women were getting their license too, so they'd go off but it was mostly because of the population diminishing so greatly, right? So there were so many.
And then I guess
that's still the biggest factor.
And then I guess when there was no one to take over Jones and Stanton stores.
Yeah, no.
And then the Co-op, but the Co-op was big.
Yeah,
that was a big.
No, but it's just the population. And it wasn't just in the town. It was all of your community. Because even a lot of people who lived in the town still farmed or had small farms outside of.
Oh, and the advent of television too came in the '60s, and they didn't want their own. They could see there's other.
Yeah, I was just gonna say.
Yeah.
It like exposes you to what could be.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
It's
60s were kind of the last of that.
Because I don't know.
era.
Because Deanie and Doug are a different generation than us, and I don't know if they would have the same feeling of Major.
No, because they never saw it.
they
No,
never saw
that's
that.
all they have. No,
Yeah.
no, not at all. No, it was our generation that saw kind of the heydays of it.
Yeah.
Was that snapshot in the 60s. Yeah.
Which is when.
And there was a lot of people there because there were a lot of more kids in school, you know, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
We still had a railway station. You
Was
know,
it-
train would stop in.
Did it work?
Oh, absolutely! Right up to Bowers were the last ones there. And Don Leibel was right after that.
Was that a train
And that was the
station,
end
or
of
was
it.
that the
Train station.
elevator?
No, train station. Bowers had the train station. Yeah. Train station now sits in Ray Chotowetz's yard. Darren Chotowetz's yard now.
But I think that's Saskatchewan, and that's
They
I think
moved.
a lot of rural Ontario, any rural.
Well, as soon as they ripped out, as soon as the grain, well, because the farming communities became big farmers, not little farmers, and then the elevators started shutting down, they pulled the railway out,
Yeah.
and then it just died. I mean, all these towns were built because of the railway.
Yeah.
So, and then when that was gone, well, then it's just,
And it's weird. I mean, that's happening all over the world. Urbanization.
Yeah.
You go to Africa, people are moving to the cities because.
but you see it
there's nothing
more
in
in
the-
what you
I'm
see it more in
talking-
Western
There's
Canada.
nothing in the country.
Yeah,
Oh,
like Ontario still
they're
is.
talking about the demise of the small farm in Ontario all the time.
Mm-hmm.
All the time. Look at
Even
all
like
this-
the Mormons, or I mean the Amish.
the Amish one. out
The
there.
Amish are having to move to PEI.
Yeah.
Because it's also like these huge corporations are buying all of this farming land, and then
And in Saskatchewan, it's the Chotowetz Corporation, the Darren's Corporation, or Larry's.
is Darren who we saw?
Mm-hmm.
Kind of looking a bit. Who's Todd? Didn't we see it Todd too?
That's his son.